Buddy, we going live today.
Live yet? Oh my gosh, this is going to be awesome. Share this stream. If you're watching the replay, share this stream.
All right, so we're live here at Glassworks on Broadway in Bradley. Woo! Check it out.
Live at Mike and Jim.
Jim and I just want to keep learning. We always want to learn. Knowledge is power. The more you know, the more you grow is what I think to myself. I love to read and I love getting information from people who have been successful. We got a guy for you today. He's been in business here at this location for 10 years on Broadway in Bradley. And I knew the name Glassworks. I knew the logo. When I seen the logo, I knew what Glassworks was. I knew where it was located at. Even though it's not right directly off Broadway, you can say it's kind of off Broadway a little bit. I still noticed it. I just noticed the logo, but I didn't meet Gene Jordan himself until just recently. I have a little side gig in pro wrestling as a manager, and Gene is our ring announcer. And that's how I got to know Gene. And he's one of those guys, when he talks, people listen. If you watch the Broadway redevelopment meeting, we went live there as well. Gene said a lot of good things and raised some eyebrows in that meeting and got people thinking. So go back and watch that video and catch some take on what Gene Jordan is all about. But we're here at his Glassworks location in Bradley today to get some words of wisdom from him. So Jim, what's your take?
Well, my take is I'm excited to hear about not only the story behind Gene, as you guys are going to hear about in this video too. You guys will get a tour of this place too at the end of this, right after we get the words of wisdom for him. So if you guys are just joining us for the very first time, if you guys are on the live streams, we've got a few cameras going in here. We appreciate you jumping on. We do appreciate too if you share this, if you think this is some good content, throw on some likes up there. And for you guys that are on
please share
stream,
this video.
We appreciate it. And my take on it all is, I've known Gene now for just a little bit over 3 years personally, from when we were opening up our business just down the street from here. And I got nothing but great things to say about him. We've used the service, and my brothers too, they got a construction company. When we bring it on, I want to ask them too. You get Len Roberts stuff in here a lot, right? So my brothers are in here way more frequent than we are because they have a fleet of vehicles that get damaged. But without further ado, let's hear from Gene. What Glassworks?
Hello.
Hey, thanks for sitting with us and hanging out with us
Thanks
today.
for coming by. I appreciate you guys doing this. This is great. I'm excited.
You're the right guy for the job, so we figured you wouldn't mind talking to the people on video. Some people don't like the video, but you're not afraid of the camera. You're not a very shy guy.
No, and you guys got such a great set. I don't even know which camera to play to, but so I'll just talk.
For right now, let's focus in on mics. And before we get going on this, because we're going to have a lot of good dialogue, I feel, but can I mention how awesome having these three handsome men in the frame is on this?
I wonder why we're so handsome.
Oh my goodness.
I'm looking at the tops of our heads.
So let's talk about how you got started, Gene. You've been here for, since 2007. What kind of experience do you have? I mean, they say that every decision you've ever made has led you to where you are right now. So what led you to this location here in Bradley on Broadway 10 years ago?
I'd taken over a shop for a corporation in the auto glass business, and I was planning on retiring with that company and just being a manager and enjoying things. But corporate culture sometimes changes over the years. So the company that I had started with, their philosophies and things started to change in the way they wanted to do business, and I did not think it would play very well in this town, the way they were going to do business, and we came to disagreements. So I just decided to open my own place, and I'm glad I did. It prompted me to do other things, just opening a small business. But that's the way I was kind of pushed out the door into the auto glass world on my own. And but Bradley, since I moved here, the people in the surrounding area, Bradley, Bourbonnais, everybody in this area have treated me very well, and been very supportive of small businesses and me in particular. So it was a no-brainer to put my business right here in the heart of Bradley.
Good stuff. So you were backed into a corner, had to do something. You didn't really have many options, so you just opened up your own place. Yeah,
absolutely. And there's probably a lot of similar stories that's how it gets done.
Yeah.
You're just doing your thing, and something sparks, and it's a catalyst. And the rest is history, shall we say.
Just get started and make corrections on the go.
That's how it was. We learned a lot in the beginning, and you're still learning today, but those first couple of years are definitely interesting.
So we want to talk about what you learned, so Jim, take it over.
Yeah, well, before we get into some of those learnings too, let's talk about the business for a second. So you went from a different background, working similar in the field, to just not being fulfilled in what you were doing there, to opening up your own shop. And here we are today. We're sitting in Glassworks.
10 years later.
You know, throw out the address too for the people on the audience. If you guys are just joining on the live stream, thanks. But we're here at Glassworks. Give out the information. And what do you guys specialize in?
We're at 1034 West Broadway in Bradley, which is right across from Kentucky Fried Chicken.
You know where that's at?
Yeah, everybody does.
You'll see that in the
right
tour.
across from their drive-through window. So you really can't miss us. Our entrance is in the alley off of Broadway.
Right next door to Creative Styles.
Yes, yes, we have a nice little segment of businesses. Actually, this whole area has a lot of features that I use quite often.
Yeah, you can just walk right across there.
I obviously don't use the barbershop anymore, but you know, if I did have a reason to, I certainly would. Makes sense. And we do basically pretty much all glass in automotive, and we specialize only in automotive. People always call us, you know, do you do a glass tabletop and or a house glass? And even though they're glass, they are separate, you know, industries completely. Some shops do both. I specialize in auto glass, and that's why I feel it's more than just a job. I mean, I really feel like I'm a specialist in it because I'm steeped in it. So pretty much everything except for sunroofs in a car, and also heavy equipment, big semi trucks, you know, construction equipment, farm equipment. You need us, we can do it.
There's a lot of that around here.
Oh, absolutely. I've had a lot of customers out in surrounding areas that need combines and things, and they're interesting jobs, but we can get it done for them.
Yeah, Glassworks is for all automotive and heavy equipment. So, let's talk about how you stayed in business for 10 years. I mean, you were doing something right. You're a small business, so you got to take care of the customers that you do get. You might not get a heavy influx of customers, but those you do get, you must take care of very well. What's your secret to success for being 10 years into?
Honestly, because when you say it's 10 years and secrets of success and all these things, the main thing that I always strive to do is make a little bit of money off of a lot of people, and I don't go for an immediate, when people call for quotes all the time, and we're not always the lowest quote. I do my job, because you're not just buying a product, you're also buying a service. Our hands touch your $70,000, platinum edition vehicle, and we do the job for the lowest price we can to still do the proper job for you and your vehicle.
That's quality.
It's quality, not just a windshield. It's not like buying a microwave. There's other things involved to compare to, so I want to stress that. However, that being the case, I'm in it for the long haul. I like to take care of people, and when I do, my word of mouth advertising is my favorite. I'm so appreciative of it. And when somebody comes in and says, so-and-so said to come here or recommended you, it makes you burst. Anything off of Google or the internet or the Yellow Pages is nothing than when somebody tells you that.
Yeah, you don't get that unless you take care of the customers.
Exactly, and that's how we've grown every year since we've been open. Sales-wise, we've never had one year that's been down since we've been open, and it's not because really of anything I've changed. I started out wanting to take care of my community, and I knew my community would take care of me, and they certainly have.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I really noticed too, walking and talking with Gene off camera is, this is a service-based business that revolves around a product that's needed for everybody. And that's really what the difference was when we walked in here. We just noticed the difference in the service, what you provide, personally.
You get the small business feel.
Yeah. And for me, I want to really know too, what's the day in the life of Gene?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, what happens? You don't become this beautiful bald person just overnight by accident, right? What happens when you wake up?
Well, maybe I became bald because of the stress in the beginning. I did have hair when we started, but I'm not mad. I wouldn't go back if I could right now. I'm kind of used to it. But as far as it goes, I wake up in the morning and I always try to come, by the time I make it in the door, I've got my game face on, ready for action. Mornings are usually the busiest, most chaotic time.
What time do you usually get?
Get up 6:30. The nice thing for me is I live about 2 minutes away, so no commute here. I'm very lucky to have that. But we start at 8 o'clock. Sometimes we get here a little early to take care of things, and we get deliveries unloaded and things. But we take our first appointment at 8. We have excellent installers. John, our top man, is he's younger, so
Yeah.
he may be becoming one day he's going to be better. If he's not already, I just don't want to say that yet. So that's fine. But after the morning goes, and we try to do most of our jobs for our customers here in the shop in the morning, because then in the afternoon we have to leave and go to some of our accounts that are we have to go to them, body shops, fleets, trucking companies. So we go to them. Most of our customers are very, because we try to make it convenient for them, we brew them a cup of coffee.
Yeah, first thing, first thing he offered us when we walked in, he gave us a cup of coffee right out of the gate.
They come in, they wait right here at this table. We have them in and out in about an hour. And how can we do that? Other glass companies, there's a curing time for the glue when you get a window. This thing has to sit. People think it has to sit. We use quick cure glue. By the time we get a window, it costs us more than other companies would use, but you drive away safely.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it's all about: quality and safety.
Your window is your windshield. Airbags deploy. They ricochet off the window in a split second before they hit your face.
Yeah.
When your car flips over, the glass, not the metal, is what. And the bond between that glass and the metal is what keeps the roof from crushing you. I mean, these are very, very important.
We've never heard it explained like that before.
No, this is new to us.
Yeah,
too.
it's not. It doesn't just keep the
That's why you need to come here.
out of your teeth.
Glassworks.
Yes.
And when we do that, we make sure every job is done right for safety, not just for convenience, but getting back to it. It's something you can wait for, and the people here in this town help us with efficiency by being willing to come in.
Yeah.
We make them comfortable, and we get them in and out as quickly as possible, in the safest way possible, and they go on about their day, and it's easier than a dentist appointment, or at least it doesn't hurt as bad.
Right.
So,
Now, before the words of wisdom, I want to squeeze this one in. Since it was to my surprise, I didn't know who I was going to see at the Broadway redevelopment meeting, but you were there, and you were one of the more outspoken ones. Go check that video out if you haven't already. It was from Tuesday night. A really, really good, effective meeting we had. But since we were on that topic and you seem passionate about it, what's one thing you think we can do here on Broadway to improve small business or getting small businesses to want to come to Broadway? What can we do?
we have a great start here on Broadway. We have a lot of excellent small businesses.
It's a good place for a first-time business.
We want to make and we know now that some people on the Broadway committee and our board of trustees and several of the business owners on Broadway do want to make a walkable, more homogeneous looking street that people, like a destination that people would come
That's
to.
the direction they're going in.
Yes, and as far as whatever our village can do to help both on a financial level and a organizational level, and writing code that is indicative of getting small businesses in here and getting incentives for people, micro and small businesses, to come here. That would be on our village government. As far as small businesses, myself and I know other ones included would not only invest further here in town, but if we can get other ones like-minded and get these vacant buildings that are not being utilized, that are still in great shape, nothing wrong. I mean, it just we need to send the word that we are building a Broadway, and that that you don't need to go anywhere else. This is going to be the place. And when your business is here, people will come. And we want to get all businesses to kind of work together and feed off of each other.
How can we get them to work together? In what kind of ways?
Well, working together as a businessman, I was the first one to say it at that meeting. Every business here and every business coming in, some need more help than others. The way to do it is that nobody says the immediate, what's in it for me? What's in it for me? Why is this person getting this kind of help and I'm not? Guess what? In the end, once it's done, we will all prosper together, and that's the key.
I like the sound of that.
Is that we all work together, and if this business needs more help in whatever financial or time or mentoring or anything else than the other one, then guess what? The other one can actually help the one in need rather than getting more help itself, and in turn it will get those residual customers and that feel, and the whole thing will be prosperous, you know.
Well, you guys heard it there from Gene himself. If you guys are just joining the live stream, make sure you watch the replay. A lot of good content. We're about to get into some words of wisdom here. We got a lot of vibrations happening on all these cameras. Yeah, to Mike's point, please share the stream specifically because of not only the good content, but also what you just heard, Gene. We need some like-minded people. If you
need everybody to hear this kind of stuff, so share the video.
An interest in business, and you need a spot or a home for it, connect with some of these guys here at the table, myself, send a message. There's a lot going on, and you can be a part of it. A lot of incentives to open up your business right now, specifically on Broadway.
Absolutely.
Right, so next we want to get into the words of wisdom before we take a tour of this place here, so you guys get to see exactly where we're at and what's happening. You want to frame up the question, what's words of wisdom for these people that are just joining? I see a bunch of new live people on here. Welcome.
People always tell me, oh, I've heard that before. I already know it. I've heard that before. Well, I've always been open-minded to the point of if I've heard something 5-6 times, maybe I'll hear it differently this time.
Yeah.
When somebody else tells you something, maybe something will just click that didn't click the first few times you heard this. You might hear a lot of the same thing, but it might click this time because of the way Gene says it or the way somebody else says it. So when it comes to words of wisdom, Gene, we want to know, you could be in business for 30 years or maybe you're just thinking about going into business. There's something that everybody can learn from you. So what's one thing you can say, like in 90 seconds or less, for an aspiring business owner or somebody who wants to continue excelling in business?
Like how you explained it.
I'll try to, who knows, maybe this is different, maybe it's not. I'll try to be succinct and try to explain it properly.
This is for me and Mike anyway. Just get bonus.
I've had several successes and several failures in business.
Oh yeah?
My failures were just as big of a success as the actual successes.
What kind of failures, just real quick? Name one.
I was a licensed insurance agent, and I got my Series 6 securities.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
And the reason it was not a success is my heart wasn't in it.
Yeah, your heart's got to be in it for sure.
I did not like the industry. It was not for me, and there's nothing wrong with it. It was a bad fit. The reason that was a success was I was able to push in all the other directions and never had that on my mind like, boy, there was no what if. Yeah. I did it, and I don't have any, any regrets. I got to experience it, and now I can close that door, very officially.
And every experience makes you who you are today.
Absolutely.
So you can learn something from every job you ever hate. Even if you hate your job, you can still learn something from that job that's going to help you out in the future.
That's key right there. I think too many people give up in the position where they're currently at because they're unsatisfied, and I just don't think they put in the effort to...
You might not like it, but your job right now, just do your best at it until something better comes along, until you get to where you want to be. But do your best while you're there. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, 100%. But you want to but never stop trying new things. If you're your first-time business owner, you're obviously trying something new. If you've been in business and you feel like you have room to grow, you don't necessarily have to grow your individual business. You're now become a business person, and you can do many different things. And you can have more than one. And the other things that I do in my business life, I have some other things besides Glassworks, and I really enjoy it. And I feel like all the time, I'm never stopping. I'm never satisfied. I keep expanding. That's a common one that everybody's heard.
Yeah, I like that. Never stop. Never expanding.
Yeah.
Stay hungry.
It's easy to get burned out, and then you'll see there are business owners that show up to work every day like they're employees, not like they're business owners. And if you show up to work every day like you're an employee, then you're not going to grow because you're just coming and putting your time in and taking off. But you got to stay in that business owner mind frame to where you're going to keep the business continually growing. What do you do to stay in that mind frame every single day?
You know what? I wish I had a true recipe. I'm lucky that for some reason I love coming here. Sunday night, since I've opened this place, I've never felt like, oh, I gotta go to work tomorrow. I'm lucky, and I don't have a reason. You make it fun. You make it your place. You spend a lot of time here. Okay. So all I can say is embrace it.
Fun.
If you embrace it and make it your own, and you have your brand of coffee at work, why not?
You're gonna want to go there because it's fun.
Absolutely. So just don't make it a job. And the other thing I've done, I remember to the point. I have my work van and I have my car. The point being is, for me. The work van I put very little money into was a work van. And then one day my wife was like, why don't we get you XM radio for the van? I'm like, yeah, I spend a lot of time in that van. It's not just going to be stripped down. I'm going to, have myself a little something. And you know what? And if you're a small business owner, your work has to become part of your life. You can't escape it. I'm not saying you have to take your work home with you and be stressed. But if you embrace it, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
You don't feel like there's this purposeful separation and you just enjoy it.
All right, so check it out. If you like what you heard here, August 26th, he's your ring announcer at South Atlantic Championship Wrestling in Vance, Illinois. So bring the kids out for something different.
So cool.
Do something different. Not dinner, not movies this time. Take them to live pro wrestling. Here's your ring announcer. Go back and watch the video from Tuesday night on my page at the Bradley Broadway redevelopment meeting. He had some good one-liners in there as well. Let's give a tour of the place. Jim, you ready for the tour?
All right.
Yep.
I'm going to take you guys out on Broadway.
Gene, you got a phone call? Your phone got all interrupted?
Oh, yeah, we'll just leave mine.
That's all right.
Go. Your guys are the pros. Mine's just the...
Try that time.
We're no pros. We'll get behind tour guide Mike right here so you get his commentary.
Here's Broadway. This is the centerpiece of Bradley right here, across from the old Jaffe Drugs. I worked for Jaffe Drugs back in the day, the one in Kankakee. Here's KFC. Most of you know where KFC is still. Now this KFC was here, man, when I was like 7, 8, 9, 10 years old riding my bike up and down Broadway. This KFC was still here. They remodeled it some, but then you got the Goodyear still here. That's been there for years.
Look at them clouds.
Dustin has a detailing shop down the road there. Still called Jaffe.
Here we are. I want to walk away right here real quick. Give you guys a look at Broadway, what you guys heard talking. Broadway is what we were talking, that development. So behind me, what you're going to see is Broadway.
Yeah, Cookie's place down the road here. Cookie's on Spa Remedy.
You see that limo in the background there.
Remedy, you can see it from a distance.
Flip you back around front here. So this is where you guys are going to be at, coming down Broadway. Fly on by down. Right there is where you're going to see Spa Remedy. All the way down we're going to redevelop. Let's get back with Gene.
You got to take it.
That's actually going to be. That's actually. There's a table in there. That's going to be my mobile glass cutting shop for when I go to sites that need heavy equipment.
No kidding.
We cut the glass on site right there, and I can do it right there even in colder weather. So
how cool is that?
That's the plan for that. Once again, another expansion.
Yeah, right?
Then you got creative.
You really just create a whole nother income stream with that service right there.
By that, you can do things you couldn't do before.
Yeah.
It'll pay for itself.
Here we go down here. So you guys really get a feel of where we're sitting at on Broadway. Next to Creative Styles, we're looking to try and get in with an interview with them too as well.
So
real beautiful spot.
Any last words, Gene, for the crew?
Well, yeah, thank you guys for doing what you do. You guys are raising awareness for all sorts of businesses and really helping our community. So I just want to thank you guys for doing this.
Oh man, we appreciate you.
We're good. Okay, let me say one last word to my people.
Yeah, all right.
Thank you guys for watching. We got somebody lined up for you.
So again, I'm here with Gene. You see it in the background. Get to Glassworks. The next time you have that rock come up and chip that window, or you just want to stop in for a good cup of coffee, this guy's got it.
We'll make it for you.
Yeah, right. Be great. Thanks again.